what is the populist president doing in this moment? As people are struggling, this guy who puts the working person first, he's throwing a Great Gatsby party. You could see here from this weekend, Trump and Rubio at the Mar-a-Lago Halloween Party on day 31 of the shutdown. The official theme is Gatsby, and a little party never killed nobody, we're told. And you can see in this video, people walking around in costume with Trump sitting next to Marco Rubio. Take a look. But don't worry, Trump was just taking a break from cosplaying as an HGTV host and destroying another part of the White House. He announced he was changing the Lincoln bathroom, as you can see here. I renovated the Lincoln bathroom in the White House. It was renovated in the 1940s in an Art Deco green tile style, which was totally inappropriate for the Lincoln era. I did it in black and white, polished statuary marble. This was very appropriate for the time of Abraham Lincoln, and in fact, could be the marble that was originally there. Looks a little similar to everything else we've seen Trump do in his personal property or at his golf clubs or country clubs. So I'm not quite sure I'm sold on this theory that that's what Lincoln era times interior design looked like. But the Gatsby party doesn't look good in this moment, but Scott Bessent is going to try to defend him. He was on CNN and Jake Tapper played a clip of Obama slamming the party, and Bessent really had no defense. Take a look.
These comments came within a day of the president hosting a Gatsby, pardon me, a Gatsby-themed Halloween party at Mar-a-Lago while SNAP benefits are set to run out. And you can understand the general theme. I've heard Republicans even express concern about the general optics here of parties and lavish ballrooms and such, while a lot of Americans are hurting. What's your response?
My response is that the Democrats should reopen the government. And I believe President Obama played a record amount of golf of any president. So I'm not sure why he's out there throwing stones.
I mean, golf is an interesting thing to bring up, considering Trump's activity on the golf course. Here from Huffington Post, Trump marks full month of government shutdown with a $3.4 million golf trip to Florida. JR, look, I've got nothing against golf, but when the government is shut down, people are struggling, your administration is blocking people's ability, working people, millions, their ability to just buy groceries, something that was a core tenet of your presidential campaign. It's really remarkable how the entire administration is so tone deaf in this moment. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what, first off, that lie about Obama breaking records with golf when this president has broken them both times. We've seen it, he does it every weekend. People give him excuses for it. But what does that have to do, even if it was true, which it's not, what does that have to do with you guys throwing this ivory tower party? Where you're spinning around in circles and you're playing fancy music and you're and guffawing it up with your fellow billionaires while folks are suffering, and you're making sure of it. The only work that they're doing is making sure that the suffering and desperation is even worse beneath them, outside of the gains. So they're in here partying it up. If Donald Trump couldn't golf and never did a day in his life, they're still partying it up for Halloween, which, I mean, I thought they were a bunch of Christians. They've got scantily clad women adoring the place, and they've got a bunch of people in masks and doing nefarious things. This is a very demon type of situation they got going on here. But he's gonna complain about golfing. I'm not sure if we played the back end of that, but Jake Tapper moved his ass right along after that whole conversation. Instead of saying, wait, golfing, number one, what does that have to do with this? And number two, that's a lie. It's simple, make him answer more questions. So rather than Jake Tapper coughing and choking on his own spit, maybe go back to Scott Bessent, who can never get a word out from his throat before he lies every time he mentions something like this. There has to be some level of people realizing that this is madness, and it's time to push back on this. We're seeing it and people are screaming at Jake Tapper to be like, golf? That's what they keep saying that Trump gets to do. How are we gonna use this as some kind of BS excuse? It doesn't make any sense, man. It's frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, also just simply point out that Trump's first international trip was to countries where he is trying to build luxury golf courses, or his use of government planes to go to Scotland to promote his golf course. Like the overlap between his official presidential duties and his private golf-related business interests are thorough and well documented. That's an easy ask for somebody in Tapper's position, but it's confusing and frustrating when we see time and time again, these cable anchors are unwilling to ask hard questions of people in power.